Alright, now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sicily, Crusader Gigs 3 series here on the Lord Master channel, which are in the 920s, in which you can see there's been some changes on the map, as we have expanded the Emirate of Salerno to get to the parts of Calabria, and even usurped the title of the Emirate of Calabria away from Tiberius, because that man just let it, neglect himself, and he even murdered a man. But that's for the right reasons, because it was against a guy we didn't like in particular. But I'm fine with him, unless I were to imprison him, which he'd be most willing to report to prison, and then just ransom to get some gold off of him as a bit of a penalty. But however, there's also a bit of an increased concern coming from the other side of the Mediterranean. This Sultanate here, which is also of the Shia Caliphate, in which he's of the Ismaili and the Havesi head of faith. So they've recently conquered most of Sicily, well, in fact all of insular Sicily, and now they do have a foothold on the very tippy toe of the boot of Italy. Reggio, held by Cosmopolitan, which, ironically, that my father Saldan made him as the vassal of the area before it let it to go independent, hoping it would rejoin the Emirate of Sicily. But that was before, they came to prominence and they took it all over. But now, all except one, nope, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there are some Shia vassals, but most of them are still Sunni. But it's only a matter of time before other things that may occur. And some of them are Egyptian, which is one of the involved cultures of the Sicilian struggle, which had ended a couple of years ago. In which, honestly, I forget when it was that the struggle ended. I may have to look that up at the moment, so that way I can know, okay, when does 10 years go up? Because the struggle ended. Go back a bit. The struggle ended on the year. I'll just look it up through my video file on my other computer. 918. Okay, so at 928, revitalize the Sicilian frontier again. Unless one of these must be true, that they will do the other option, which is to begin occupation of the Sicilian frontier. The difference between that is revitalize, it starts in the borderland phase. Occupation starts in the colony phase. But we won't find out until a couple of years later. And as well as if I have the level of fame, which I do have, to get it started again. But to revitalize, it's not just level of fame, but also you gotta have the realm size, which we do have the realm size for it. And for them, their realm size for these guys over there has to have 8. But no doubt they have a lot more. And their capital is not in Sicily, obviously. And one of these must be true is a kingdom, so they can do that. Actually, correction. Empire, not. Yeah, it's not the Empire of Maghreb, but it is an empire nonetheless. They can do that. So let's just, like, if we want to get this piece of land back, we gotta wait for the opportunity for them to have a civil war, so we can swoop in and retake it. But for now, let us raise some money, and figure out from here. Oh, And, not this way. Find more spouses. Because I'd like to have more sons. Arabia Imara. Okay. Well, we got one who's younger. At least you're both generous. Shola, Shola. Those are very similar sounding names. Sounds like your father wasn't being original. But they're Quranists, so there's very different kind of Muslim. But I'll take the one that has a good balance of just diplomacy and learning. So we'll have an alliance between them, but I just hope I don't get involved in their affairs. Well, there's that. But that's for them. Okay, now that's for wife number 3, now wife number 4. It's not independent. At least it's someone from the other side of the Mediterranean. Keep looking. Alfragani Terminal. Why not? Another vassal from Egypt. So we have the Egyptian connection. Apparently it's ruled by Persian culture. They were formerly Egyptian, which in turn they were formerly Oghuz. Well, how do you like that? And there is an independent Coptic Rome. Same for that. Anyways, just I want to have more children. There you go. My neighbor, what? Oh yeah. He won his historic invasion. So now he established his presence there. And more. Who knows where he's off to expand next. We just hope he doesn't get up here. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble. Because our combined forces could not defeat them, possibly. My son and heir Abdul Aziz is unusually calm child. When the others play their wild games, Abdul Aziz often withdraws to some silent corner. He does not speak a lot, but he can tell he's always thinking about something. Wonder what's on his mind. He's pensive. Alright. Alright, you can stop at the control and try to get this control back up. Because that one's got the worst of it. That one doesn't help because it's got a Greek stronghold. Even though I don't have either trade experience, but get more of this. Up your stewardship diplomacy. Every little bit helps. So perhaps we should save our money to begin negotiations. And some the tax collector and marshals, but perform exceptionally well lately. And so an opportunity presents itself, allowing me to greatly guide and influence his work for the foreseeable future. Perhaps it's an opportunity for him to further enhance his skills. Even though you're a military man at heart, So, also keep a ledger and organize your work. Those mosquitoes really sure got to you. Oh yeah, now that I have more vassals, I could do a grand tour. Another way to get money when I do those taxation tours. So that means I have to visit you, you, and you. And waiting for that offensive war opinion modifier to go down bit by bit. Now he's dealing with the Sicily and the Shari uprising. Oh, a massive one. One must think. He came from the highlands of central Sicily, insular Sicily. So it's going to be their attempt to try to, to get rid of those new Shia masters over the rules of the island. But it will likely be in vain. Thuria. Just trying to mix it up. Sickly. Which is to be expected sometimes. Alrighty, I can't sway him enough more. All I can hope for you is that you try to break out of prison, alright? I would love to have you in my court to serve me. Where are we? It's starting to go down a bit, I believe. You know, that got me to thinking, since you have so many furs on these days. That some of them are not as good fighters, so you should consider getting newer ones. Caliph Abdullah's pox. That started recently. Huh. Perhaps finally they're being cursed. One must think. After as many conquests felt it's about time that something must be done about it. Military engineer, excellent. Someone to do the siege. Disease in his capital. Will he be infected by it? No, he's somewhere else. Well, he's wearing armor, that means he's leading his army out somewhere. Over there. 3 castles up in the mountains. And it's a home to a large mix of Maghreb, Greeks, Siculo-Arabics, and Sicilians. The woods have always been a valuable training ground. Everyone knows that any gallant knight is always on the lookout for new adventures. A malevolent tyrant, a secret trial, an innocent in need. I hadn't explored this part of the forest before. Perhaps that's what makes sudden ruins seem like a test of valor. The church has been abandoned for decades. By the looks of it, spider webs have replaced the glass on the windows, broken trunks are the new benches, some birds fly away when I approach the round door. Come on, you're brave. There are few things tempting as an unexplored mosque. A tree has grown just behind an altar. Its crown has replaced the fallen parts of the roof. Next to it, there's a wooden chest that someone's been using recently. Judging by the lack of dust and mold. Inside, a small treasure. A book of courtly admiration. I would gain that. My Mufti Polycarpos will appreciate this present. You can have it. I didn't get no book. Army of Potenza, what are you up to? You're allied to someone. Helping out of a different matter. Wait until you're above 200 gold, then we'll do a taxation tour. Somebody wants to kill my, you know. 1 sec. Had to mute the mic because I had to sneeze. Right. Will not arrive in time. Okay. Sword of Valor. While studying the tactics of historic generals, I became contemplative on learning about Khalid ibn al-Walid's first battle after his conversion to Islam. Outnumbered more than 3 to 1, I had a visitation during the Battle of Muta. Khalid rallied his wavering soldiers to hold the line. This defiant stand allowed them to organize a retreat to Medina, saving his men from certain death. Khalid and his army later went to conquer all of Arabia in Allah's name. Well, I don't have any. Well, I do have Unyielding Defender. Travel Safety. Holy Warrior. Well, some of our enemies are expected to be, you know, off and on with Christians and potentially against Shia Muslims. So I'll say those who fight in Allah's name will be victorious. So faith hostility advantage. So again, faith hostility is a relation towards each other. Faith is determined by how closely related they are. Closest to cyber self factors, especially if they share religion, religious family, or the faith of special doctrines. If the two faiths are far apart, they're often able to holy war each other. As we know, right fellow relations exist: righteous, astray, hostile, evil. Meaning, if you're fighting against those who are hostile and evil, more advantage to you. That'd be nice to have. As I said, based on the potential enemies we'll be dealing with. Uprising is over. And now they're going inland. Which they'll make quick work of it, no doubt. So they've already put down the uprising. Liberty War, locally. Archery! Alright, we got ourselves an archery contest. And I'll likely get that up to the max. At a place called Forle Popoli in Ravenna. It's gonna be quite the travel. I have to go for you because you could take me there slightly faster. It'll be with mercenary guards and mountaineer. But hold that thought. Train for a tournament. Then he turned to the right on Samnio's wall, dealing a powerful blow to my sword and makes me take a couple of steps back. They won't go gentle near the tournament, my lord, says drawing his sword. If you want to win, you can't afford to lose. Not even to me. Not even once. Ah. 29% chance that your training is excellent, you might become strong. +1 prowess. 53% chance that your training is impressive. 17% chance your training is successful. 0% chance of getting wounded. And for all the others, 53% chance of any of them may get their prowess up by 1. 40% chance nothing. My training is excellent. I've become strong. Alright. +4 prowess and 1. Now you're definitely ready. We'll be getting those wonder experience up. And by the time when this tourney is over, just go down along the coast. And up to Monte Cassino. And then the Benevento. And then you're home. The what? Hang on. Italy is not a kingdom, but a republic. Well, the Republic of Italy has come centuries early. In fact, 1,000 years early. The Doge of Italy. The Republic of Italy. How did that occur? Faction demand. And how did this faction lead to republicanism? With Pisa now being the center of Italian republicanism. This series has gotten more interesting. But would it lead to having more republics? And also read that again. Title History of the Republic of Italy. It occurred just 3 years ago. Pisa is the only area that's a republic. And this island down there too. Part of Pisa, no doubt. The rest of them has not yet joined republicanism unless there's going to be civil war and they want monarchism back. Came across the ancient ruins of Capo, which weren't the most spectacular out there. I'm sure that they weren't that large and we couldn't camp there. Even so, they were quite something to see. My entourage and I had been rather bored from the day's travel on the dreary road, so these ruins gave us something to talk about. Among other topics, we eagerly speculated on why the ancients built the ruins, or which ancients inhabited, for that matter, what it must have looked like in its heyday. There's plenty of discussion to go around. We stood at a quiet, empty tavern in Gelete when a loud band of ragged-looking soldiers come marching into the common room. Their leader, the confident brute, pushes one of my guards aside and has the audacity to sit down at my table. Noble man, my lord, interested in the service of the best mercenaries at Gelete. More loyal men than you could ever find, at least if you had to pay us properly. Someone who's just as good as me. I have a perfect job for you. You get to be my bodyguard. Shortcut. And now, they think it's like, okay, we got a lot of loss, but fortunately I'm fluent in vernacular, so we'll be there even faster. Brooke sighed loudly while heaving the wagon off the ground. It's just different in this. We lose prestige, but since I'm strong now, you could just do it with little effort, and you gain prestige for that. We passed through the market of Fano when we hear a loud yell coming from a corner from one of the behind the stalls, where a group of people are watching two men fight. As we get closer, one of them's lifted by the other and tossed several feet away, followed by a crowd cheering and money changing hands. Who's next? The man yells to the crowd. As he scans the crowd, they land on our group. His face splits to a malicious grin and he looks at us. I will do it. I win the duel. Pretty easy, might add. This morning we asked for directions towards the next destination from one of the locals passing by on a road to Susanna. Not sure how we should have. We were lost, in other words. These directions we were trying to follow, were they bad directions to begin with, or did we just misunderstand them? Maybe we should go that way. Small delay. Marching to the tourney grounds to join a group of contestants practicing their showmanship with measured enthusiasm. Few spectators are looked down on us chewing roasted meat and spitting bones. So it's called a spectacle. Some was grabbed at this distraction from training. Others, amidst the hollering, insist that this become a moment of proving. What are you looking at? The crowd is intimidated. I'm a strong man now. Rifling through the sheaves of arrows and piled bowstrings, I came upon a neat stack of particularly fine leather inlaces sliding onto my forearm. The stiffened hide protects some arm. A finer brace, my lord. 10,000 lashes of these bowstrings won't wear through these. Dudley. The sense of the potential cell as he slides over swiftly to my side. Chest leather grizzly wings on my hand. Don't I already have that? Yes, you do. Here I have my bracer. I could do without this. Now go to here again. You that same guy? No, different guy, but more hideous. Thought I was hoping for something different, but I guess not. I could place a bet. Worse than me, worse than me, worse than me. They sound the archery favorite. Bet on myself. I watch the practice eye as Gerald begins his approach towards targets. The first shot flies true and thuds home. The second was more wayward. Much more wayward. A shrill cry, an ungodly scream pierces the air. The second arrow not just missed target but flown so far wide that it might have missed a group of weighty competitors. Landed indeed in Dionysia. Crowd around the stricken man, lying on his back, clutching his wounded vein, effort to stop the blood. The arrow stemmed about at half, and indeed with his flesh. Call a physician. Dust gets drawn slowly but steady as the couch gets close. Snapping a string is stuck out of it. I lean on my bow, considered the path this contest has taken so far, such as when an arrow got waylaid in on its way to target and struck another competitor. What would he say? In his martial education, he'll say, I'm one with my bow. 71% chance to score increase money, 11% nothing, 16% decrease. I step forward, knock, and aim and draw him loose. The arrow whisks through the air, thudding deep at the target. The crowd erupts. There can be no arguments. It is a huge point in my favor. Winning. Victory circles. Only a few more arrows remain to each competitor. The end is at hand. It actually got the nothing option. And once again, I win. As it says on the intent achieved up there. The many trials and tribulations, and above all else, the truly spirited competition. We have our final three. In third place, the Gutsy Ottone. Coming close second to Salengera. That, of course, is our victor, Emir Stephanos. That's a good winnings there. To the tavern. Have returned my honors, Zach Bertvan. Oh boy. Spilling on himself belongs to you. Servants try to restrain him, his friends all excuses. The drug of fire spots on me. Unhand me! Damn you all! Free me from my time, master. Love is yours, will you have me? Laughter catches my throat for experts to be faint fire. Granted high honors by his liege, Hockmeister Emmerich. This Rhine-rot foolery could gain me both a great warrior and eventual foe. Hockmeister of the Knights Templar. Oh, you'll do. I'll say, may your devotion never sway, though you do. Perform the ceremonial oath swearing that it cannot be recanted come morning. So in other words, let me have you. Got a prize bow. Although it's quite similar to mine, but at least it's my own. Not quite at the max yet. So I would basically have to perform one more archery contest and you'll get what you want. While traversing the challenge about Rossi, I hear laughter I had my wife target, and my Courtiers are working to get across the slow and rate fed irrigation canal. I got your idea to build a makeshift bridge was brilliant, exclaims he replies to her, and your quick thinking with those long grass tunnel altogether. Seems Oscar led the new French. This will hasten our journey indeed, because we all want to go home as quickly as possible. Difference. New one is actually slightly down on the night effect in this, because these cost you 100 to repair, sure. This can go. 80. And you make some of that back. Aha. And also we can create a new legend. 3 victories of Stephanos. At the jousting fields of Fulham, the ultimate contestant of the Stephanos Salerno has won the tournament for the 3rd time. No living soul in North Carolina. Well, Soldan did that. Let's be honest here. But he never had the time to try to promote this legend. But since he's in the prime of his life and he's got a whole life ahead of him, along with many skills, I think for the first time be willing to do that. But I must return soon. Sister died of cancer, just saw that now. One foot after another, slowly moving forward and on the narrow mountain trail. Suddenly hear a rumble and a quickly silent scream. Shocked by the commotion, instead of Lena walking behind me, there's only equally befuddled, tired face of Pemo standing in front of freshly turned rocks. Where is Elena? I demand to know. My voice barely escaping my dry mouth. The only response is a faint whistling of the wind. Oh. God, she's pregnant. Is with child. We'll save you. Your entourage attempt on rescue. This is very dangerous. Many will perish. Keyword will. Oh. She was not found. It was only her. He got wounded. Then as you drew your last breath, relief was over. Perhaps I should be ashamed. But in truth, there was no love lost between us. No love lost between us. Well, she was a bit callous. But she's pregnant. That could have been another son in there. I lost her. Oh dear. We stopped to rest one night at a tavern while I'm sitting in the corner enjoying some Longobardo music. Door barges in and a large silhouette appears. The fire swaggers in and the atmosphere immediately changes. People bow their heads and reveres. Some swoon and the barkeep immediately pours apparently famous Flattery's free drinks. Being a Flattery's really be so special here. I could be like that if I train. Train hard. Ledge. The echoing call of horns fills the ears as we traverse the hills near town. The hill forts resonate with the sound, the call to arms that sounded through generations. Mere seconds after the first bang, a throng of garrison Longobardo warriors emerged from a close fortification, charging a group of terrified highwaymen and bandits. As a brave man, 100% chance that we'll kill all the bandits. Yes, we'll kill them all and prestige game. Two can make amends. It is known that the people of Calais seems to profess a special devotion towards their knights and their legends. My lord, the knight says, bowing his head, it is most fortunate I came to meet this crossroad. I am in search of a marvelous fountain which water is said to cure illness. If you would help me in my quest, I shall pay homage to you. Ahmed Fred is quick to know. Wait, my lord. I know this knight. It's Farod. Farod. Like Harold, but so with F, I believe is how you pronounce it. Even though I'm deceitful, I would be willing to do that, but I'm brave, so I cannot do that to him. I shall never leave a knight unattended. Lead the way. The night leads a small clearing where a natural fountain glimmers. Light reflects on its surface with a blissful shimmer that makes its water look so bright that it feels like a second sun. Careful, a beast A guardian, the knight points at the stag, standing to Stephanos. Of course, the most dangerous animal in all of Italia is the stag. There are no bears, no lions, any wolves for that matter, as far as my knowledge is concerned, based on observation. Don't fear, I shall fight it. 79% chance that I'll kill the beast and gain knight errant training, and he'll get the healing water. 20% chance that he wounds me, but regardless, he'll join the court. Beast wounds me. I'm recovered from the wounds. Okay, got your stewardship. Every little bit of that helps. Hold on. Actually, get that. There's a good reason. There's two good reasons for that. One, you know, eventually I will get into intrigue and fabricate hooks on some rich folks to get money out of them. And subsequently, get another tax collector because the taxpayers are full for him. We may have a populist uprising coming. Who's got the stewardship? You'll be the primary wife. Okay, there we go. That's what I need. Just want to get rid of that penalty. Having a bit more levies. So we could defeat the potential, you know, uprising here. Especially when we get more areas of control. Look, I'm really considering, you know, creating this legend, and we gotta spread it. It is a heroic legend. And be sure to get a court chronicler if we got a good one. That we do. But what qualifies for court chronicler? To have it, you gotta have diplomacy and learning. Also helps that you're a poet too. Or does he have a good balance of that? We got a few more prisoners we can ransom. And yes. I could pardon my brother, because, or I could just, I was considering, how about we, rather than get the money? No, the income's going to be good again, so I'll pardon him. Well, meanwhile, pay up the rest. Been traveling quite some time. I'll educate both of you. Yeah. Now we're making good income again. Yeah, that'll keep him down. Increasing the levy size even further. Peacemaker. And I'll wait another 6 years or so, and I'll pick up Gallant, and I'll switch to this lifestyle. So now he's got the hinterland. So where is he off to next? That's because his conquests are not stopping. Is Egypt going to be next? VIET. But nevertheless, it should. Okay, where is he going next? Invasion of Marrakesh. So now wants to take over this area. One must think that it almost reminds us of the old Carthaginian Empire, where they kind of have, you know, lands dotted the coast, but not always all inland. It wants to create more ports for it, so he'd have a connection to the Atlantic Ocean. So yes, let's begin the legend. So for the owner modifiers, it'll be monthly prestige, which is always good. Legend promoter for every single one of them. It ranges one prestige up, well, large strokes from 0 to 2. And for me, diplomacy per level of fame, which I do need a bit more diplomacy. And for every single part of the land that's affected by it, station men-at-arms damage goes up, and so is popular opinion. Especially popular opinion. Unfortunately, my young daughter Thoria is spindly. This is gonna probably kill her. That is a real sickly baby. Wait until we reach 400 gold, then let's create that legend. And since you're still around, I'm gonna make you the court chronicler. And find me a wet nurse. And find me a proper caravan master as well. Yeah, I'm spending a bit more money. I was going to spend it on it, but I think you get the idea here. Poor, average. So the cheaper option. As for wetness, good, poor. For the sake of my children. I'll look for another wife soon. Isn't anywhere near you. Tunisia. Is that a diverged culture? Ill. Thank you. That's locally. And locally as well. You know, find me somebody with very high stewardship. I think we have one. You'll do. You what? Paris expansion. Oh, I will not accept that. Byzantium's looking to re-establish its presence there, done by the vassals from Epiros. Well, since I have that level of fame up now, I will not stand for this. Rally point, rally point. We're taking it back. We know you're in this together, but they want that land. That's to be expected. She was sickly and spindly, which didn't help matters. If we can capture its leader, then good. Very good. If we recall, we have a siege leader now. You'll do. Do your magic. Our knight, Wally Constance, is discontent with being led by non-landed commander Callistos. He demands Callistos be replaced. Hell no! He has what it takes. Back when the Roman Empire was still whole, before the Rashid Caliphate emerged from Arabia, Persia was ruled by the Sassanids, the Zoroastrian Empire founded in 224 AD. After the conquest of the entire region by the Muslims in 654, Islam had slowly become a majority faith. Duke Madavid dreams of restoring a once mighty empire and bringing Zoroastrian back from the brink of extinction. Though there are already some rulers such as Sadar Ghulam of Mughal who have returned to the old ways, he and his devout followers of Kurmazda Bug believe that they ought to be in power. Will when Midge succeed in becoming the fabled Shoshant? Well, only time will tell. So he's Kurmazda, not a proper Zoroastrian, but rather he's of the variety that comes from Sogdiana, over in the nation of Sogdi over there. Though it's not ruled by Sogdians currently. A new Sassanid Empire? Ah. There are other matters. And he just got killed. Savaged by a lion. Huh. Well, that was short-lived. Focus on the here and now. They got Captain Musa. Who's Captain Musa? He's an adventurer of the rightly guided sons. Swords for hire. A mercenary that's been summoned. Guess the Imperials can't be too bothered to try to send our forces their way. But he decided to negotiate with them. He's like, alright, we hired you. Too late for them. I step out of my tongue above my eyes. Siege cast sprawls before me. A bristling mass of tents, shacks, and lean-tos of wood and mud and shit. Flags and banners in the damp wind. Bright colors mixing hopelessly in the grey rain. Figures hunched over campfires, tossing on wood or brushing sheepskins clean. My lower retainer approaches and informs me that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards head to Reggio Calabria. The Signoria of the Sigano stands for me. The bodies of vultures and crows scattered in front. In the fields between, the dead and dying lie heaped in grotesque mounds. The smell of rotting flesh hangs heavy in the air. Heavy with the pierced coppered scent of blood. Walls of clay bricks, built by serfs, lie shattered and overturned as towers molder and crumble in three piles. The houses poxed by scratches and slits lie with heaps strewn of rotting horse bones and trash and refuse. Black-veiled women wail amid the wreckage, while armored men angrily crush their captive survivors. Spare it, because this is our land again. And imprison everyone you see. I don't think it's much away in prison, but we'll have this land back, thus connecting with the rest of Calabria inland. So now we have to defend ourselves from Epirus, though unlikely. Though, fortunately, as I'll take the lead here, fortunately, it doesn't cost much to embark a whole army this way, because we're Siculo-Arabic and we're seafarers. So to get to Epirus, we have to establish a foothold here in Kakira. This is an expeditionary war. Actually, check the fort level. 3, 2, change mine. Cephalonia is a weaker island we can take. Sail to there. And is that a home of a landless adventurer or something? Or someone's estate? No, there are 2 administrative families there. I became aware today that Courtiers I said is planning to host a meeting with foreign neighbors to discuss matters of political and diplomatic interest. As she probed everyone to attending, I'm left the option of funding the meeting or facing the loss of prestige if I balk at this possibility. As I feel a bit aggrieved regarding my side's behavior, I need to make a decision now. I'll get personally involved. Just when I was about to spend money on a new legend. Also, give it to someone of Siculo-Arabic culture. And apparently you're an ascetic. Okay. Give it to another one. Although I ought to stop doing that because of vassal limit. But you make for an excellent steward! Tell you what, when that old man dies, as he's a giant obese, as I failed to notice that, you'll get the land. These are for keeps. We'll get another tax collector. Stuff I would do. No, he is of that. Back to your old spot. And some used to be the tax collector. Okay, you'll do. At least that would help get us out of the deficit. There was a commotion among the children today. Abdul Aziz was tempted to preach to fellow youngsters who came to target a small fight. Davina did what she could to protect them. Never back down from a challenge, so she'll be brave. I like that. Samira. I like the name. It was offensive war, but now it's a defensive war. They want to expand it here? Well, they could try. Because we'll be on our way to Cephalonia. We decided to have a divorce. So why haven't they brought troops over? And I'd be willing to accept a white peace. That's another thing from them. Major flop. Many of my foreign neighbors is embarrassing mess for me. Made a fool of myself of every foreign dignitary present. All in all, a significant failure that will decrease my prestige. It's not as severe as I thought it would be. There they are. They've hired mercenaries now. Captain Priezda. Bulgarian mercenaries. And we may have a large uprising all over the place. There's a way we can appeal to them. I mean, the easiest thing in the world would just to provide a tax break in the next 5 years where we won't get as much income, but everybody will be happy. The easiest thing would be just to manage the Sicilian frontier. What would help popular opinion? That. When I'm not leading an army. Again, it's all caused because of the fervor between us and them. Says grain shipments ain't helping. It's not enough. Back up at 100. This needs to go back up to 100. At least Salerno's not part of it. So I think we should go appeal to the people now. Alright. Do your thing. I'm gonna have to address this matter right now. Unless, to some degree, I mean, you may want to look at the faction again. It does affect some of the vassals. Okay, okay. To decrease the strength, I got a better idea. Check the taxpayers of who's who. The tax decree. What would make it increase popular opinion? And this is standard. I mean, again, I never messed with these. Opinion of liege, they won't like that. No, it's just opinion of liege, not popular opinion. Well then, I suggest that you go reform those government practices. So, there's a tiny bit of popular opinion increase, which would help a little. And we get more tax, not just in the domain, but also vassals too. And we'll decide whether to emulate Latin, Greek, or Arab-Berber minister practices. Sicily has been a home of many different peoples over the centuries. My officials often use a hodgepodge of different administrative customs inherited from our predecessors. However, there are times we need to reform our administration in Sicily. My mufti, Polycarp, after careful investigation, has identified 3 potential sources of inspiration for governmental reforms. The Latin administrative practices of Prince Aragon of Brittany, the Greek administrative practices of Toago Margos of Haistan, or the Arab-Berber administrative practices of Sultan Ahmed II of the Tulani Sultanate. We should make reforms based on the Greek model. I already have the Arab-Berber at the max, but have some go toward Greek. Don't know it'll be enough to get them to stop, but it would definitely benefit us economically, especially during peacetime. Now the question is, will they calm down? I know some of you have probably been swayed. It's only many months away though, so I wouldn't be too alarmed about it. We either gotta conquer them or keep fighting until there's white peace. After a night of lovemaking, during the morning, my sensual Amira whispered to me in my ear. She knows about a certain girl that failed to be introduced to court thanks to some muddy intrigue, but has a nice set of nice skills and traits. Might be useful inside a circle. After all, one should always look for talented individuals to rely on, should the occasion rise. As my cunning Amira is it's probably also advancing her own agenda, promoting a friend. Matter of fact, that this girl named Zenobia really shows significant promise. Even if, including this notorious woman, our code will cost me prestige. Oh my goodness! Look at her. She's a scholar. She's beautiful. She's a genius. She's hale, and she's pure-blooded. Of course, I will welcome her. And most of all, she's Siculo-Arabic, a local. I don't want her as just any other woman. She is to become I was about to say my wife, but fortunately they're all married. Also, a hook on me can only spell trouble. You don't compare to... It would be funny. It says, yeah, thanks for the advice, and I'll divorce you. And be like, what? And then she'll probably use that hook on me for whatever reason. So yeah, thanks for the thought. I should have pinned her. There. Now you're gonna be my new primary wife. And yes, the sense of lines between us and them. But I'm gonna take this hit for once. Loss of legitimacy and prestige, and who knows what other things. There's no other woman like her that I've ever seen. She's the one. You're married a lowborn. Something that, again, I'm very much against that practice. But, and I want to seduce her, and then, after that, then romance. Hold on. Yoo! Excitement. But however, I didn't read her traits. What is she? She's wrathful, lazy, patient. It'll be alright. As my marriage went forward, now I must face the consequences of choosing a lowborn for the spouse. Society does not look well to such a prospect, be it for love or any other reason. My prestige and the renown of my dynasty now suffer the nasty effects of such bold yet shameful move on my part. I already got the loss of legitimacy. Now I lose even more legitimacy, and I lose prestige, and this dynasty loses some renown, even though I'm not the house head, not the dynasty head. Did it for love? Farmlands up there. No one would ever find it strange that I set my wife by the fireplace till late evening. Yet there is tension in the air. I want nothing more than to pull her close and tear her close on her body. But if she knew that, she would be horrified or resentful planner. I'm not sure. I'll say we are alone, and I will not deny myself her lips. She returns my kiss for a few heart-pounding moments. All is right with the world. It cannot last. Of course, this hastily break off before we've seen my passing servant. Where we go our separate ways, she gazes me. I did not fully understand until now, husband. You and I, my dearest wife. Oh, they're bringing more men. We gotta return home. Step out of my tent. My siege camp sprawls up before me. A muddy square of ragged canvas, a sea of anthills, wood fire smoke, of leather armor, of rust and dung. Pennants and pennons of every color wave stiffly back and forth in the persistent wind. Everything is covered in thick sheen of great damp, like a mud-laden lake. While overturning approaches and forces the siege is ended, gather my bodyguards head to the edge of the camp. Amulia Secolonia stands for me, a lake of ruin. In the fields between the bodies of the fallen lie thick, they lie in the shallows of the flooded river too. Bloody faces rising from the glistening green swell. Corpses of butchered warriors litter the roads. Survivors huddled by the roadside, chubbing raw with loss. Their faces are bloated and manic with hunger. Smoke curls from the smoldering ruins of houses and shops that rise like gravestones. Loot the place. Imprison everybody. They're on their way up here. Move out. First heaving for Abdulaziz. Keep your tooth. As a scholar of diplomatic arts, I'm well aware of the power of an eloquent compliment. Showing admiration for a woman's best qualities is a sure path to her heart. I shall write a letter to Zenobia, um, complimenting her impressive physical shape. How do you like it? She likes it because she's beautiful, so therefore she's got a beautiful body underneath, but she's also of a great mind. They're going for the objective. A duel. Again, you're against a small force, and you got a good commander on your side. You shouldn't say no to it. And this is in Zazebie. Coastal sea versus sea, you know, that's different. So get an experienced captive for this. But I fear those hills and mountains may delay us. And then after, when I'm done, go visit that thief's hideout in Makram, where the Naretines once lived, and then to Split. And why not up to Diodora too? Just basically visit the whole Dalmatian coastline. Go. I'm sure we'll get war reparations. Yeah, we'll get some once they're defeated. Because I want that money for the legend to be formed. Which I guess we'll have to do that in the next episode. And since I've been wandering as of late, I just gained the wanderer experience. Well, since you're talking about legend lately, so he should be a wayfarer. Supply duration up, increased travel safety, and decreased travel option cost. Yeah, you should do that. Since you're talking about forming legend. While resting our Charles, we're resting when Sholo went to search for some water. She seems really thirsty. Didn't have enough water saved up in the water skin. Unfortunately, we realized too late that the water Shola drew looked like standing water. Many are aware that standing water, such as those found in marshlands and wetlands, are often dangerous for drinking. Perhaps she was too eager and thirsty and wasn't thinking straight. This is not wetland territory. I know some herbs that can help, so she'll lose that drinking bad water thing. For historical context, there's a stereotype that medieval people only drank alcohol or other drinks besides water, as water back then was of such poor quality. However, medieval people knew how to distinguish between water that could be safely drunk and water that was not suitable for consumption. As such, it would be example to avoid water near urban areas or marshlands while seeking cleaner water elsewhere. At the same time, at a quiet of our camp near Montesacho, a shrieking uproar breaks the calm. My physician Christopher confronts my fellow traveler Ivan accusingly, holding a treasure medallion. "You thief! This was my mother's!" Christopher exclaims, eyes blazing anger. Ivan vehemently denies the claim. "You're lying, coxcomb! It always belonged to me." Okay, I'll just say you both are children. Hand it over. Saving the money to create the legend when this is all over. No, press onward. Go. We must get to that tournament. Press on a bit further, making it to be according to the plan. So across the largest hill, I think struggles my fire come in. When thud, 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 thud. Turn to see the source of noise and gas all the mountains started collapsing on the ground. Seems that what it was. Those poor beasts can only take so much strain. I should have listened when I had a chance. Well, I'd go to the nearest town and purchase some fresh mounts. So we'll spend that money we just got recently. We can take some delays. What a great misfortune. We were riding on the road in Siculo-Arabic when Samira's horse. You gave my newborn daughter her own horse? Like what, a pony? It collapsed in her legs, dropping dead. Curses upon curses! Her first words. As we gathered around the horse's corpse, wondering what to do with it. The horse has been showing signs of exhaustion for a few days now. I didn't seem that bad. We know better. Thankfully, there's a town not too far away. I could get a new horse for Samir there, or give her one of the donkeys carrying supplies and redistribute the loads around a bit if I'm pressed for time. No. She can ride a spare donkey. No more delays. A donkey for my baby. This sounds absurd. That's why I was chuckling a bit. Now restore control over there. Rest and resupply here, then advance. No issues on our arrival to the land of Dalmatia. Lively noises make me discover an improvised arena. Set by the local peasants where two burly wrestlers are putting on a show. They trade blows, weave, duck, and circle each other. One of them makes a daring move. I call this one the Reverse Tower. He screams forward, lifting his opponent and slamming it to the ground, making him yield immediately. Augustin, the sensible and splendid, victorious yet again, the victor goes. I should study their techniques. Inspired by the wrestlers. "15 days. The recently disembarked thing set to expire soon. One, two, three. Yeah, the modifier will go away in 13 days, thus we'll have the advantage, despite what it thinks. But we have home field advantage. I'm watching Augustin smith a new weapon when I hear a small but noticeable clank, followed by a muttered, curiously breathy curse. Peering through the gloom, I finally spy my wife Mastana crouching behind a small table. Her purpose soon becomes clear. Her eyes roam over Augustin's snowy arms as sweat runs in rivulets across the knot of muscles. It's clear that Mastana's flutters adjust from the heat. I take a step towards her, and all that it takes. Barely stumbles a ghastly lock eyes, caught red-handed. She's just looking. No harm done. Advantage us. Contest march to the field, taking their places around the sparring quad as the herald announces the contest commencement. Squared off ring is being looked over in the background. Rattled and shaken to ensure no one should give a contestant to crash into it. A dual qualifier is coming in. It's clear who will be put forward to the quarterfinals and stands. Varied pitches and volumes of crowd cheer, so it's no question favorites. My first bout, I've been paired against my fellow contestant, Principe Don Ono. Hey, I remember you. I didn't know you were going to be part of it. So it's a man that I wish to make allies with someday. But remember, Muslim faiths only condone wagering on archery and race contests, so no wagering here. Thought I was thinking of someone else. Half-brothers here, too. Ready. No way to win here. 1 sec. There we go. Won the battle. And attack the bastards. This man that they just hired. A light wind stirs the air around us as Donald approaches me. Sword ready. Look around for any advantage. As good as any duelist. No uneven ground. No low sun to blind him. No weakness stance. I'm ready myself to fight fairly. A shout from a crowd. Some fool falling on a stool. No doubt caused Donald to pause. He focuses on me, twitchily. It said some need to be free of distractions of fight. Perhaps Donald is one such man? Deceitful, deceitful. Damn. Take your pick. I should concentrate on the fight. The brave part of me says it. Screech a chorus of metal on metal rings out as two blades scrape down each other's lengths. Sparks glittering as they fall to the ground. Look for advantages. Thinking back to when I considered distracting my opponent with words. Winning this fight by some margin, just need to hold it together for a few moments more. We advance upon each other once more. We're both battered, both tired, and there can only be one winner. I must remember my training. Oh, I lost that one. Really? Sonorous bow rings on my weapons. I glance off. My opponent staggering backwards in a daze. I follow up, a slight feint left, a hammering blow right. I advance my adversary's back pedals desperately, my sword barely being deflected by various marches. Donald changes tack suddenly, and I sense the end is near. I do my best to keep my guard against the storm blows, but the last of my blade catches my blade awkwardly, breaking my grip and knocking it into there. Judge called an end. I have lost. Confound it. Well, congratulations, friend. The bout between Joseph and my brother Wally Xenon has been decided. It's close to but in the end, Joseph disarmed Xenon and forced him to concede. Bad luck, brother. If I was a betting man, well, I sometimes, but if I was betting, even if it was haram, I would have bet on you, all the way. We got him. 91. Pay the reparations to us. Bout between Matu and my fellow contestant Precipit Donald's side. But it was closely fought, but in the end, Matu, to the Albanian, his fort battered Donald to the ground, forcing a forfeit. It's not your day. Telemachus is Sebislav, who is a Dalmatian. As Fididosip. So he's a Dalmat, which is diverged. So it's the Greek Dalmatian, not the Croatian Dalmatian, or better yet, Dalmatian Latin. Let's see who wins. Sebislav, the Dalmat, has won. And thank you for the reparations. And due to the mercenary work, he's paid 40 more gold to Captain Musa. I'll put in more effort next time. You know, I've always wanted to befriend, I don't know if he's still present. Maybe there's a chance to meet him in the tavern. If not, then oh well. The gloom of the tower is offset by crackling of fire of the ongoing revelry that carouses. I slip past two particularly rowdy drunks and sit at the nearby table. Empty apart from one figure. Fine night, is it not? Zimislava, just said the ragged crowd. Not politely. I barely finished returning my head to its position as risk a set of dice and cups on the table. Care for a simple game? A fool could play it. We both roll under the cups, and you guess whether your roll is higher or lower than mine. She smiles out of her standing eye. Best 2 out of 3. Pomeranian. You've come a long way. Was married to a Norseman. Let's see. Oh, I've got so much. Why not? Pass those dice here. I got time. The dice rattle and bounce inside our cups before we slam to the table. I raise the side of the cup closest to me, carefully covering the contents. 17. I scan so closely looking for tells. There's a slight upwards curve and lips I spy. It's gone almost as soon as it appeared, but the smallest way we could betray the deepest of truths. I'll say that my dice are lower. To reveal our dice as the cups disappeared takes us to a moment to calculate that the numbers were equal. Well then, call that one a draw. The Slav is disappointed, is plain to see. Next round! The dice rattle the cups once more. Raise the side of a cup close to me. Small cheeks on the dice reveal the number. 18. I rest the cup on the back of the table and look up. I saw taps fingers on the table. Is that a head tilt to the subtle hint? Seems to be sitting more upright than before. Lower, most definitely. Reveal our dice simultaneously. It's immediately apparent the third round will be required. We grab our cups so that our dice, or the final winner takes all round. I raise the side of my cup closest to me. Small changes on the dice reveal the number 13. Dear, I don't know. Unlucky 13. I'll say lower again. The cups cover final time. The small crowds gather around us, and you see that I lost. So crowds stir lightly. She grabs the purse we both waited. Better not flex time back. She cackles gleefully, scuttling away with armfuls of money. I lean back in my chair, deflated. Drat, I'll say. Disband the army. And he wins a prize ring, which that would have been a damn good one. Lord Men-at-Arms maintenance, but all that. But now I must, well, we take a bit of a scenic route of the Dalmatian coast, and then we'll be back home. And it's almost time, next year, that we will, who's going to vitalize or the other option in regards to that, okay, now what is he doing? Marrakesh, Sicilian Orthodox uprising, and Maghreb Ashari uprising. Again, Sicily does not wish to be under the control of the Shia Caliphate. Sunnis tried and failed, but now it seems they have a better chance. Leader Cristoforu, ill currently, but I'm sure he's got a large amount of men now, and he has won a battle against, you know, and not only that, he's also up against the Maghrebi Ashari uprising. I wish I could find ways to support you, but let's hope for a free Sicily. You know what? Let's rest. This time we're not in a rush to return home. My daughter. I'll find her myself. Found her and brought her back. Let's continue. Yeah, Palatine of Diocletian. This palace, built during Terarch's reign, was constructed as a monumental miniature utopian city, with colonnaded streets, arches, walls, and halls. With the fall of the empire, it has been taken over by the townsmen and transformed into an urban heart of the city. And that place is still there in modern-day Split. As we walk down the halls of Sidraga, Gaspar tells me, "They say this part of the estate is haunted, my lord." I hesitantly look around. The hall's a bit darker than I would have expected. When we stop at the old dining hall, Gaspar turns to me again, this time with a wide grin. "Would you like the tour of the haunted manor?" "Come on, be brave." "Ooh, intriguing." We're walking down a hall in the dark, deserted hallway. The field of furnishings we come across all covered up with sheets, adding to the ghostly atmosphere. Was that a rat? I heard it catch a mountouch. Gaspar touched his face, squinting to the other words. "Through here, my lords and ladies." Now, what's this nook over here? You might find something interesting. I fumble in the darkness, doing my best to ignore the slight sense of panic and that the darkness invokes in me. I hurried through the next doorway, trying to find the group. Suddenly, a large, dark shape comes swooshing down on top of me. I let out a shriek of surprise. When I come to my senses, I find a group standing in the room I just entered. Gaspar has trouble breathing through the laughter and points to me. "My lord, you had a good time." "You knave!" I'll hit him. Because, you know, I'm the kind of guy who tends to get a bit dreadful every once in a while. So I hit him. Church of Saint Donatus, which is in Deodora, Zadar, today. A magnificent round church constructed of white stone, glimmering with the sunlight over the Adriatic waves. It was inspired by the Palatine Chapel of Charlemagne's palace and is decorated by the beautiful golden mosaic. While traveling on the road of Yevgrad, discovered to our horror that a number of our food supplies had gone bad. It appears earlier in our trip, food got mixed with a lot of water by accident. Now it's rather moldy. There aren't any settlements nearby, so we need to forage the hunt for some food to hold us over. Well, this will waste time. On the other hand, we could tough it out, ration what food we still have, and hurry to the nearest settlements. No, bad idea. Let's take our time to forage and hunt around here. We can revitalize, but let me get home first before you do anything else. Back in Italia. Awakening. It is nightfall, and a woman is hard at work when you arrive at the cereal field south of Larino. She appears to be flattening crops at a rapid pace, using a large, flat piece of wood and heavy stones. I frown as I watch the woman perform her labor, and inquire what exactly she is up to. She winces and starts a long rant how we need to wake up and meet our true masters instead of hiding behind false Christian teachings. Take a few steps back as person. Alright. I kind of noticed something's a bit off border-wise. This land is back to being Italy again. The feudal realm of Italy, it's no longer a republic, so they rejected republicanism. Yeah, I knew there was something a bit off when I kind of noticed the borders a bit. Benevento. Whatever it is, they likely used it to accept vassalage. Of course, that would mean well, they don't have enough land to create the title of Kingdom of Sicily again. They're about to wrap up their wars in Marrakesh, and you know they're going to turn their attention back towards Sicily, and they're going to want it back. Even though I'm still hopeful that the liberation of Sicily would, would come true, but again, it's wishful thinking. Night errand again. Join me and forget about all that foolishness. We know what that'll happen. And we need someone like you in our ranks. You're a fair man, Stephanos, but I do not like you that way. Zenobia balls her hands into fists. Oleana knows what the future might hold for us. Oh, yes, of course. So, it ends this game, and I don't think I can seduce her again anytime soon. Not again for a while. As a silhouette of Nola looms ahead, rugged outlines, hill forts command the landscape. A brutish-looking group of warriors approach. Their leader courses them all. Lord, he knows. We are men from Duchessa Etzapaga's garrison. For a small fee, we can protect you on the journey. What say you? Look, we're almost home, so I'll say you look strong. How about you join me? Yes, very strong. Though old, but still strong. Made it back home. Okay, so I can't seduce her because I would love to have children with her, but she's still young. We're about to turn 19 right now. Just let it, time ticking. There you go. And he just finished his war over there, so now he's established a foothold over there. But he still wants the big prize. They haven't got to all of them yet, but we know they're everywhere. And finally, things are going to recover. You have to be at peace to do this, right? Yeah. Although, same for him over there, whenever he wants to. If he only has the money. And Scout doesn't have to be there. At least your realm is stable, Eugenios. You've had plenty of children. Executed. Who's your heir? Callistos is the heir. So, as a reminder, look, I've pointed my wife and soulmate here. She's doing regular duties, but we're about to make more duties for her. And I am willing to promote the legend because we can afford it. Or we'll do that in the next episode, because I want the next episode to be all about that. The founding of this legend of Stephanos, son of Soldan. As great as Soldan was, but for him, he's even better. Size of man-at-arms regiment would be very nice. Along with all those things. Since we did quite a bit of traveling. I'm just looking further down the line if there's anything more that relates to, you know, legends and all that. Even though I wanted to take an intrigue route. Got something that's to be noted. And in future, whole realm's going to be back under our control. And there should be no more issues. And look, I'll revitalize in the next episode. That'll be the first act that I'll do. I just wanted to pass time along a bit. I forgot. Every little rent is going to be paid. I'm just paying attention to what's going on over there. And there. No, child, bring the poor man the water he asks for. He should not only be brave, but he should also be compassionate. And you've been quite a little traveler yourself. I still can't get over earlier. The baby says, "Curses upon curses!" And look, pray for a son. Hypatia, miserable fiend. It's like, I love you, but I don't want to be that way. Okay. You know, there are other alternatives to seduce. And, oh no. Southern strongholds are behaving badly again. And now he's going to turn his attention. He's going to be very angry. He'll take it out on those who rebelled against him. And he's still going to be around for a while. While just saving the money to not only to use it to start a legend, but also to... Ah, crud. Prematurely. Oh, I'm sorry. But still, I'll be having more children, hopefully more sons. Because all I have is one. And 3 daughters. That's not enough for me. He's ill, but the thing is, he's elderly these days, so we can only hope that the illness takes him away. So that way their expansion ends. Because we just hope that it doesn't go toward us. But he's all better. But however, there is one thing I've been wanting to do, which is something I could never do. Focus on my lifestyle and wealth management. This ups the legitimacy gain, and have more monthly lifestyle experience to get it faster. Glad that came up. My sister's been imprisoned. From Zaporizhia. What are you doing up there? The clanging of mail and the clashing of swords rings my ears as far as I'm practicing arms. I study them intently, trying to discern each of one particular strengths and weaknesses. There can be little rest for them. For as soon as the bell is rung to signal the end of the mock melee, the stable doors are open. It's time to bring out the mounts. Today we are going field riding. Pavel glances at the mud fields at the bottom of the hill. those could serve as the outline of an enemy army, he says. I inform my Verzon to inspect the battle line, prepared of this strategy, and I should cut off diagonally and lead the Verzon into the flanks. The storms of hooves around me, the shouts of mounted warriors, ground yielding momentum, riding at their head. It feels I'm at the head of the force of nature. However, it is the force I direct, in response to my every little order. And that I command was the extension of myself. Charge to the flanks of an imaginary army. My furs are never straying from my plan. I know this is how I bring utter devastation to my enemy. This is how the rush of victory will feel, as I become gallant. +2 martial, +4 prowess, even more monthly prestige, ups the attraction of opinion, and accolade glory gain, if any. What are you just prestige, man? You know what, go for internal affairs, just to help get the control up faster. But we're only taking this path now. I want to get a few perks out of this. Ooh. Yeah, we should consider going hiking in future. As I said, just get the control up faster. The theater of Clinto. Hear much talk from the Emir of Salerno. Excellent prospects thereabouts, with many a worthy role seeing a Roman. So leva Scodizia. Here. So you're telling me that there's a sighting here, a row sighting right here where we are. I'm just looking. Like, what's the best place to hunt? Up there. But please wait, we'll do that in next episode. We'll stop it in January because I want to do several acts in the next episode. Conversanos became a rival, Tiberosa. Okay, that's slightly confusing. Conversano, Catanzaro. Slightly confusing, but they became rivals. For what reason exactly? They just became rivals on Christmas Eve. And yes, I've been quite stressful lately, but hopefully we can... Oh, I just noticed it now. Wait, okay, stop. It's just to see the dominance once again. Italy has gotten Benevento once again. I aim to do something about that sooner or later. And meanwhile, yet there's another uprising. Well, it's a peasant uprising. Over here. Here. Zagreb. They continue to try to occupy parts of the land, but again, one day we hope for a liberation of Sicily. But it would take a combined effort, or we wait until the death of Caliph Abdullah, that maybe their tunnel expansion will stop. We shall see. Shiism has not yet spread to... Well, actually, it did spread in Palermo today. as before we get out of here, I just want to look at any minority faiths that are of one of the Shia faiths. Yep, they're spreading there. No doubt they were proselytizing, not by peasant immigration. And lastly, right then, so again, in the next episode, we will revitalize the Sicilian frontier. We'll be going back to the Borderlands phase, not colonization. We kind of don't want colonization started by them, but we're the ones to start here, and these are the two areas that ought to be dealt with the most in some shape or form. And of course, subsequently, which is going to be the theme of that next episode, the legend of Stephanos ibn Sodan. And we hope for more children, especially from Zenobia. I was about to say, I recall there was another wife of mine that's pregnant. Yeah. You got it. So, there's a lot more work to do in the next episode. So until then, so long for now.